Here's the thing. Abortion is murder, and anyone that champions abortion or fights for abortion is intrinsically evil. That sounds rough, and that sounds, hateful for me to say, but it's just calling a spade a spade. Abortion is intrinsically evil because it's murder. It's the unjust taking of a life. It is the intentional taking of a life by legal definition. It meets every criteria that murder is. Okay? And over the course of time, since Roe v. Wade, we have turned our blind eye to America's ultimate sin. And America's ultimate sin is the legalization of murdering babies. I don't want to hear the argument that well, it's the law, it's legal. So was slavery, so was lobotomies, so were Jim Crow laws. That does not make it moral. Murder is an immoral act by human standards and by godly standards. It's time that we recognize abortion for what it is and stop our children, our unborn children, from being slaughtered by the masses because the mothers do not want to be responsible. Okay, because that's all it has turned into. It's become a production line of death, federally funded at that. There isn't a single embryology textbook that has been published that doesn't define human life at the time of conception. Human life is and not only is human life begin at the time of conception, but we can identify gender at the time of conception. This is how they do IVF. Everything around abortion and babies in the womb suggests and proves that abortion is murder. We've made law that it's okay to take a 24-week baby in the womb. And I'm sorry, this is going to be, grotesque, but the procedure is grotesque. Crush its skull, suck its brains out, dismember the body, and discard it as it was trash. And there's federal funding for this. The biological reality is this. At the moment of conception, that is human life. That is human life that is on the path to the human species, to be the human species. Identity is verified at the moment of conception. And it's disgusting how the political party has it's a fetus. It's a clump of cells. Well, firstly, the clump of cells argument has been debunked for over a decade now. It is proven that it's not just a clump of cells, but at the moment of conception and the weeks thereafter, the clump of cells, so-called clump of cells, moves autonomously from the mother. So it reacts autonomously from the mother. It's its own independent life. And women's rights, well, it's a women's healthcare rights. Nonsense. That is nonsense. You just don't want to be a mom. You just don't want the responsibilities of motherhood, and that is a disgusting attribute to have. That is a disgusting, intrinsically evil view of life. It's not your right. It's not your health on the line. I'm a father to a beautiful daughter, and I am a husband to a beautiful wife. And the thing is this, I would kill and be killed for my wife and daughter. I put them up and above me each and every day that I live. Do not tell me that I don't care about women's rights. Women's rights? It's your right to kill your baby or your fetus? Why do you speak Latin? Why do you speak Latin? You're too uneducated to understand the etymology of the word fetus is small child. We just couldn't call it a baby because we have to dehumanize it for moral reasons so that people can just accept it as non-murder. It's murder. Biblically speaking, God created us perfectly in the womb, knitted us together in our mother's wombs. The Ten Commandments prohibits murder. We were designed, we were created. And what we've done as a country is legalize the mass production of death of God's design, and it's disgusting. And it's about time that we stand up for the unborn children. And it's about time that we call a spade a spade. You're killing unborn babies, and it's disgusting. And there's nothing that you can do to prove otherwise. See, the thing is this. If you go to Google and type in abortion is murder, it will come up 10,000 different links telling you why abortion is a murder, with no scientific studies, but just suggestions behind it, just opinion. But if you go to the textbooks, biology and embryological textbooks, it's absolutely murder. It's not a question of if human life begins at the time of conception. That's the thing. We've lost our minds in this country. And to the people who support abortion, I don't judge you. I judge the things that you stand for. And those things are intrinsically evil. They're disgusting. Do you die when you kill the baby inside of you? No. You don't. Because you're taking a separate life. You're not taking your own life. It is not your right to kill that baby. And I'm gonna say this right now. Roe v. Wade will be demolished. And I will praise heaven for that. And I will celebrate for that. Wake up, people. Wake up, people. Common sense. Common sense. Do you think that the doctors and nurses that are performing these abortions don't understand that they're murdering a small child? Be realistic here. If you can't see that, there's an issue. If you've had an abortion, you need the salvation of Jesus Christ. You need to be washed by the blood. It's not too late, and I certainly wouldn't judge you for it. But for God's sakes, stop championing this. Stop supporting this. Stop masquerading this by calling these babies fetuses. Stop lying. Stop lying. Roe v. Wade is going down. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. God bless.